Well, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whenever you happen to be watching. Welcome to the Six Bugle Podcast. I'm your host, Rudy Ruiz. I'm also here joined by my co-host, Christy Hensley. Christy, how are you?
I'm good. I am pensive, I think is a good word. Sometimes
So it
people
must be
are
the
used
holidays, right?
I just have trying to put a lot of stuff together in my head. And people that are used to me being all are like, "Are you mad? You're quiet." I'm like, no, I'm just thinking. I really do get quiet. So I'm just pensive. I'm just figuring out a lot of stuff. I'm really not always like, what?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. I have to say, yeah, I wouldn't think that at all. You
yeah.
quite, oh, no way. On this, that,
So
that, the other. Yeah, yeah, it's all good. So yeah, we had last podcast we had, you provided some tips on slaying the holiday stress. So very good information. I understand you have some more.
yeah, we're gonna cover a couple more today.
All right.
So number day 10 is going to talk about family gathering hacks. And I think the thing with it, some of you love your family gatherings. They're awesome. They're a time, of energy. Some of you dread them like no other time in the year. Some of you are just like, whatever, I'll just do it, but it's not painful, but it's not great.
Mm.
There's and everything in between. And so I have found over the years, and I've felt all of those different things depending on the season and the get together. But the best way to do those is for you to take ownership of it, whether you're hosting the party or not, and show up with intention. And
Yeah.
so when I host these things or go to them, my intention is I'm going to make people laugh. That's always one
Mm.
intention. And so through sharing funny stories or being crazy or doing things, especially when I'm hosting things, I always plan stuff because otherwise you get a group of people together and there's just all this small talk and it's lame and it's boring and everybody's just like whatever. And so I make people play crazy games. I just get people going because even if you have a group of people that aren't like madly in love with each other and there's some tension, there's something about laughing together and just doing crazy things and doing a game that kind of, for a moment in time at least, all that tension and that just kind of goes away because
Right.
everybody's just having a good time. I hosted an
Mm.
ugly sweater Christmas party um, several years ago at my before we moved, and I had people like I bought all these pantyhose and balloons, and so I had everybody get together in teams, and they had to blow up the balloons and shove them in the pantyhose to make reindeer antlers and shove them on somebody's head, and just doing crazy stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you can Google or AI or whatever. There's so many ideas, but just like. And sometimes people eye roll like, are we really playing games? And I'm like, yeah, we are, and everybody's going to participate. And but once they do it, they have a great time.
Right.
And so if you're a family that likes and you're trying to get more deeper talk, then come with some questions. Come with, if you've been to an event where I always use question cards and different things.
Sure.
Look up some questions and go around the table and let everybody, answer a certain question or have cards at each table with a question that you can talk about at dinner or something to facilitate deeper conversation. And so when
Sure.
you do these family gatherings or parties, I just encourage you to show up with intention. Like, hey, everybody here might be miserable. We might disagree, but I'm going to show up with a positive spirit. I'm going to show up, make people laugh. I'm going to show up and add value, whatever you want to do when you show up.
Yeah.
Um, but go into it intentionally. It will turn out a whole lot better.
Absolutely. It's like when if you're throwing a party, you want everybody to be happy, right? And everybody have
Yes.
time. So as a guest, why not keep that in the back of your mind? They spend all this time putting the house together. They spend all this time cooking, cleaning. I'm going to show my
Mhm.
appreciation right off the bat and let them know that I appreciate everything you've done. You don't even have to say it. Just be there and be intentional, and
Yes.
they'll get the message that, oh, all this work was worthwhile. Somebody had a good time. And and
Yes.
and then you could, and it's contagious too. If you're having a good
Hmm.
time and someone who isn't or has a lot on their mind, you can bring them out of the shell, at least for this moment, this very specific moment
Yes.
in time. You can forget about all your frustrations and worries.
Hmm.
You can enjoy time with the friends and family and enjoy some good food, good music, good conversations, and
Hmm.
just let them escape a little bit. And that's something that we all need. And it's truly a good time, a good benefit, and it makes you feel good about yourself that you made a difference in someone's life, at least for that very brief moment.
Yes.
And it helps you to enjoy the good time too. And I'm sure as a guest, the host would appreciate that.
For sure. No, that's a good point.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. And then to tag along with that, the second point I would give you on this podcast is to be present, be where your feet are. This is day 12 on there, but this is honestly the most important because if you do everything else and you're not present, then none of it matters,
Right.
And so if you're at the party, if you're at the dinner, if you're at the musical, if you're at the whatever, shut the phone off, leave it. And, my family knows I'm like a stickler with this. They know if they're on their phone, I'm not talking to them. Like, I'm not going to have a conversation with you while you're looking at your phone. And so they know I'll just stop talking in the middle of the conversation. They know, okay, I got to put my phone down, or or just go shut. Sometimes I'll tell my kids, just go shut off all the devices. Nobody needs to get a hold of us tonight. Everybody just needs to be right here present, And so, like, just be present where you're at. If you're at dinner with somebody, be engaged in that moment. Pay attention to the food that you're eating, the surroundings that you're in, the conversation that you're having.
Sure.
I think we get so distracted in our culture, so distracted and so focused on what's the next thing we have to do or we're going to do that we miss the moment we're in. And
Absolutely.
so this holiday season, take in the lights, take in the music, take in the conversations, the parties, whatever, and just, even ask yourself sometimes if you're in the middle of something, am I present right now? And bring yourself back
Mhm.
in if you're not.
Right. No,
So,
yeah, I can't agree with that more. Especially, if you have kids, if you think about it, they grow up very fast.
yes,
And spend the time to be with them and be with that moment. If they're little kids, imagine all the joy that they're seeing through their eyes, and look at life through their eyes, and just really be a part of that moment, because that moment isn't, you're never going to get that back. Yeah, you can take videos
yes,
and pictures, so you can reminisce afterwards, but be there at that time.
yes,
And even if you don't have kids, you're there with friends and family that you love. Spend time with them, be there with them, because you never know when things will be different, and it could be different in a very short period of time. So
yes.
it's very important to take advantage of those opportunities, even if it is the holiday as an excuse. Um,
Hmm.
do that throughout the year as well, because you can have this joy. You don't need a holiday to have that joy, to be with your friends
Yes.
and family. But now that we do, it's here, it's already ingrained. Let's make the best that we possibly can. And it's
Hmm.
always going to be a benefit to you in the long run. It's about staying healthy, both physically and mentally, right? And
Yes, for sure.
relationships. The studies have shown, there's the longest study in history right now by Harvard students about how people are successful. What makes people
Yes.
successful? Is it their education, their money, their family background, how they were raised? What is it? And it ultimately came down to relationships. How
Yes.
good their relationships are ultimately matter on how well they are successfully, and how
Mhm.
healthy they are. So can't stress that enough. It's all about relationships.
Yes.
Maintain your health, wealth, and
Yeah, 100%.
wellness.
Totally
So
agree.
take advantage of this
Yes.
opportunity, and thank you for putting this PDF to. So is it 12 days altogether?
It is 12 days and they're on here one sheet. The first sheet is one page. So if you want to hang it up on your fridge or something or laminate, you can. And then the rest break down like a checklist with like 5 to 6 items. I'm looking at it right now. Like day one, the problem isn't the holidays. And it just kind of gives you some questions or some, practical things, as always for me, what you can do about it, or how you can do that tip.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so, yeah, so it's no, there's some great stuff in there, and it may be something that you could share with, a friend or family member too. Feel free to pass it
absolutely.
on.
Oh no,
Um,
absolutely. Share this information.
yes,
It's good to do that.
yes. So,
All
yeah,
right.
so just enjoy this holiday season, wherever you're at in life. I read something that the holidays, Christmas is large enough to hold, it's wide enough to hold the tensions of pain and peace, and so none of our worlds are perfect. But just, be in all of it,
Yeah,
and enjoy
yeah,
it.
sure, absolutely,
So,
absolutely. Because it comes by quick, right? And
and
now
yes, it goes
it's
quick. Yep.
we're in the holiday season now, right? Man, and all this
Yep.
happened throughout the year, and the ups and downs, and here we are. So let's make the best of it, and
Yes,
end the year on a good note.
for sure.
Well, thank you very much for your help on this one, Christy. I am
You're
looking
welcome.
forward to this holiday season. I'm very excited. I should have had the decorations in
I
this
know.
in this
We should have
office.
had our yes. This morning I was like, do I have reindeer ears or anything? And I was like, I don't have anything out right now. I had that thought.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
here you go.
we can
So
have the festive background.
maybe when you edit it, you can put like snow down the screen or something.
That's a good idea. Yeah, that's a good
Yeah,
idea.
or some
Okay.
lights around you or something.
Yeah, yeah. We'll see.
So
We'll see what we can do. All
what you
right.
can do.
Well, thanks again for being a guest here on Six Bugle Podcast, and we certainly do hope we wish you a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and we all hope to see you again in the next year and very, very soon. So take care, everyone, and we'll see you soon.